you can't even get it. Maxed Hardcore Iron Man, and we didn't even die to fire twice. Only once were we bested by fire. Charge! Bulls! I teleported! What? That's small. Boom! Oh my god! What the fuck? I'm critting. That's it. Done. Let's go! Yes! That's an 80 solo. Done. Woo! There, dude! Did I win? Yes! Let's freaking go, dude! That is a level 78 combat Zuck Cape completed. There we freaking go, dude. That's the record. Let's go, dude. Oh, that was so sick. Come on, that was so sick. We're going to the bone zone, baby. We ball. What? Do you think there's an increased drop chance if you kill him with the cores? Oh! This one's for the believers. Here we go. Yes! Oh my god! For the believers! Yes! Let's go! Eldritch Crossbow done! For the believers! Rise up! We're green! Let's go, dude. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yes, let's go! Let's freaking go, dude! Yes! Okay, back to the G! Quick! All right, ready? 3, 2, done! Yes! Boom! It's done! We are tall and bony, baby! Yes! We did it! We did it! We got the Sarah combo! Yes, dude! Necromancy is a brand new combat style, released into RuneScape on August 7th, 2023. You get both of these in one tickle sub. Done. Go. Done. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You can go. Hold. Good morning, gamers. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. How we doing? How are we feeling? Welcome. Okay, so first thing, you may notice that the camera angle is ever so slightly different. We have gone for a slightly more zoomed out look because I didn't like how close cropped it was, where sometimes my face would get cut off. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. I noticed you cut out the spit take from a couple of your clips. Wait, the spit take? Wait, which one's that? Wait, I need context. But yeah, hi everyone, what's up, Fireless Flame, what's good? Is your guide to include rotations? Probably not, but there's a whole combat section coming in soon. Welcome in, everybody, how are we doing? Tornado, what's good? Griffin, what's good? Battering, what's good? XR Sem, what's good? Sona, how are you? Kazir, what's good? Tornado, welcome in. Spooked Enter, what's good? Chris, what's good? Denny, what's good? Nathan, how are you? I said hi to you twice. Riff, welcome. Josh, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate it. He says, we're suing. We were told the stream wouldn't stop until the site was done, and it's still not done. Yeah, well, I lied. Unlucky. Arch, guess when you killed the core, you cut out like 2 seconds at the end. Really? It's definitely just an editing mistake. I'm not gonna lie. That can be, that's the only possibility. What's up, Soulfire? What's good? Tornado, what's good? Dig Site, how are you? XRCM, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Check the site for the official filing. Josh v. Mr. Guy. Consider yourself served. Okay, chat. This thing where you guys serve me with legal papers every stream. 2 streams in a row? All right. What is this, bro? Okay. Josh J. Plaintiff, the RS Guy, aka Mr. Guy Defendant, civil action complaint. Jurisdiction is within the stream broadcast domain as Twitch? Bro, what is this? Did IceCloud put you up to this? Plaintiff Josh J. is an individual consumer of digital entertainment and occasional commenter residing in the jurisdiction of disappointment. Defendant is an individual purporting to maintain both a live video feed and an unfinished website, but in practice performing neither to completion. The website's pretty good. It's almost done. It's almost done, guys. Statement of facts. On or about September 2nd, 2025, defender did willfully, knowingly with full intent represent plaintiff to the public at large. The defendant would not cease streaming until the website known as the RS Guide was completed. Plaintiff reasonably relied upon said representation, adjusting his expectations and emotional bandwidth accordingly. Okay, guys, can we stop suing me for the dumbest things? Contrary to said promise, defendant did in fact cease streaming later that very evening. I put in 8.5 hours. As of September 4th, 2025, the aforementioned website remains wholly incomplete, inoperable, and devoid of finality. Maybe, you know what, Josh? Maybe the website would be done if the devs working on the website weren't writing up legal papers for me to pull up on my stream. Devoid of finality is crazy. Cause of action. Count 1, breach of stream contract. Count 2, specific performance. Defendant cessation of stream prior to completion of the promised task constitutes a breach of implied covenant of endless content. Okay. Planner demands the court compel defendant to resume said stream, continuing uninterrupted until the site in question is functional, navigable, and aesthetically tolerable. Okay, subjective, but okay. Count 3, injunctive relief. Plaintiff seeks injunctive relief, preventing defendant from further making promises to not stop streaming unless defendant can, in fact, endure the consequences thereof. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully regrets this court enter judgment in his favor against the defendant, granting the following relief. A declaratory judgment that defendant did, in fact, cease streaming in violation of the September 2nd, 2025 promise. Okay, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. Well, you guys need to declare it, but I will admit I did end stream before the website was complete. B, an order of specific performance compelling defendant to resume streaming until the guide is complete. Nominal damage is the amount of 1 RuneScape bond. Bro, do you need membership? I can pay for your membership. You did all of this? Emotional distress and wasted anticipation. Such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper, including when all limited to mandatory snack delivery? No, I'm not delivering you snacks, Josh. Respectfully submitted. Thank you for being respectful about it, at least. Is this class action? Can I get a bond too? All right, 2 streams in a row where I'm being sued. Off to a booming start. I should not put my pin in on my screen. That's a good idea. I mean, it probably doesn't matter. Jagex accounts and all that. But yeah, welcome in, everybody. That sounds like a legal admission of fault. No, I definitely did lie. It was not on purpose. We re-scoped the project during the stream, so the parameters shifted. Ryan, can you rate my first 15 minutes of leagues? Oh yeah, so the wiki has league stuff, right? Yeah. This seems fine. But we gotta look at it. I think I gotta look at it. Did I see today's relics? Yeah, so chat. Also, welcome to the stream. Sorry for not streaming yesterday. I know I said I wasn't gonna stream yesterday. I was changing some things about my setup, doing all that kind of stuff. Also, my mic is in the wrong spot. I need to go like that a little bit. Okay. But yeah, the big bombshell today is that the first 8,000 tasks were added. Oh my god. He built a shelf. Okay. Chat, I know you guys are going to flame me for this, but here's the thing, right? All I needed is my camera doesn't have a zoom, right? So the idea was this. Just build a little shelf off my wall that I can mount my camera to so that it's against the back wall of my room so that it can be a little zoomed out so the frame's a little less close to my face, right? So, like, it's not fancy. It's just a piece. It's basically a piece of wood that is mounted to the studs in my wall. That's all it is, all right? It's not a crazy shelf. It is a shelf. You put stuff on it. Okay. So everybody flamed me. Pup said LOL. Jonna said cook. Pup said I can't stop laughing. Josh said I'm building a shelf circled 5:16 p.m. at 9:07. But it was a time zone thing. He's got a 3-hour. It took me an hour. It took me 1 hour. But I should countersue for this because this is effectively. It took an. Okay. I love that you called it a shelf. And then the best one was Josh said, it's giving Pup saying I'm a developer. Anyway. It was important. It was important. But yeah, all that to say, Tomb, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of the new framing. I'm obviously going to keep tweaking it, but I feel like it's better to be a little further out. I think compared to a lot of other streamers, my camera was cropped really, really far in. And then ideally, like this way, you can see a little more of my setup. Obviously, I will change it slightly so that you don't see any of my monitor, but yeah. Anyway. Not important, but a thing I did. Flipster, thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate it. Is that okay that I sent the website to my old school friends? Yes, that's the whole point of the website. Okay. What style do I think I'll go in League? So that is actually what today's stream is going to be figuring out. So what I'm literally about to do is we are going to do a complete discussion and a head-to-head of the 4 combat relics. And then from there, once that head-to-head is complete, what we will be doing is I will be making my pick, excuse me, for which combat style to go with. JDev, thank you for the 6 months, appreciate it. Oh my goodness, Tommy! Holy moly, happy September? Thank you so much, Tommy. You're a freaking legend. That is ridiculously kind of you. Thank you so much. Giving out subs too. Hold. I'm Boat. Telos the Moose. N5KO. Sugar One Win. That's Sir Garwin. I literally can't read. Oh my goodness. Nerdia. It's Melon. Big Boy. Jesh, Meme Ghost, and Future McGives. All 10 of you guys, welcome, Sub Squad. That's sick too, because that means they're going to get all the League's content with no ads. Pretty big. We take those. Do I think all of the combat relics are going to be the same tier? I mean, I do, yeah. To me, like, does that not make the most sense to you guys? I don't think it really makes sense to go 2 and 2. I think they're going to all be the same tier. I think the idea is that you style lock. That you pick a style. So I think what we should do... I'm going to make my own frame over here because this is not part of the project at all. I'm going to move all of the leak stuff we have over to it. Okay. I'm going to make the frame a little bigger so you have dark mode. Bang. Okay. So what I think we should do here is... Actually, it's too dark. I'm going to make it a little lighter. There. What I think we should do is... I have not ranked any of the combat relics yet. So why don't we copy our tier list over and make a combat relic specific tier list. What are the parameters you want to grade each of these combat relics off of? What are the parameters? I feel like it's fun, ease of use, power. Yeah? I think that is these are the parameters we're going to grade all of them off of. If you guys are open to that. Yeah, let's do it. Gear obtaining would fall into ease of... Actually, yeah, you're right. Upgrade difficulty. Okay. And the good news is we have all of the upgrade difficulty done because we already made it. Look at this. It's already done. So we can... Okay, perfect. Just sure right how he spit takes at the end of it. He'd cut from it at some point. You know what it might be, Tommy? I can talk to you after this stream. Here, I'll make a note here. I think I changed my intro around Group Iron Man, and I'm wondering if that's what happened. Reminder to DM you intro stuff. Cool. Yeah, we can sort it out. Okay. So, I think the first thing we should do... Not a big deal. I was curious because I liked it. Yeah. I can, Yeah. I'll let you know. We can sort it. Okay. So, first thing we should do, why don't we look at the 2 new relics we just got? So, let me go to the wiki. Let's grab some screenshots of the relics. I'm not looking at what they do. I just want this. I'm just taking these. I'm not looking, chat. I'm not looking. Do. Okay, bro. Okay, 1. 2. 3. 4. Okay, here's a question. Do we want any weighting on these pieces of criteria? Like, I feel like some are worth more than others. You know? I think upgrade difficulty gets amalgamated with ease of use. And then instead of power, we have early game power, late game power. I think that's better. And then each one can be fun and subjective. Yeah, this is my list. We're making my decision here. Literally everything in here is subjective, to be honest with you. Why are we using the F word? Fun? Because I think it's important. Every time you do a copy paste, it's small for everyone, but it's average size for you. What? Okay. And then we'll do overall score. Cool. I think this will give us a good setup. Very definitely the most important. Yeah, I think that factors into... Yeah, you're right. Okay. Upgrade order difficulty. Actually, I'll say ease of upgrades, because that way higher is better. Okay. So, first thing we could do is, I think right off the rip, we can actually fill some of these out. Can we not? Like, we can already fill this out for these styles. Rated category D to S? Or 1 to 10? It's going to be out of 10, because the score is going to be a number. Point system. So, first off, Necromancy. Ease of upgrades. 10. Right? You'd all agree. Actually, I'll say 9, because the Devourer Guard from a Masket kind of exists. But it's pretty easy. Magic. Because of the Sanctum, I am gonna say 6. Range and melee both kind of suck, to be honest. What's harder between range and melee? Range actually has way more. Oh my god. Oh my, okay, yeah, okay. So... I think range gets like a 2. And I think melee and magic both get a 5. Yeah. I think that's about right, I would say. Okay. Very nice. So that is your ease of upgrades. You can do that without looking at any of the relics. But now what we should do is we should go look at all of these relics and figure out what they do. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to watch the relic reveals for the... Wait, have we seen any of the relic reveals? I actually don't think I watched any of them. So let's do it, dude. This is going to be fun. Okay. Here we go. Okay, bro, this pop-up is so annoying. Generating 2x adrenaline with basic melee abilities. Dude, imagine if this is coded in to just be like natural instinct at all times. That would be goated. Okay, so double adren. That seems really nice. Melee ability cooldown reduced by 20%. Okay, that seems nice. That's not, like, insane, but it's nice. 100% hit chance with melee attacks. So I saw this. This is really good. Because what this means is, because power bonus doesn't mean that much until like the very end game, if you wanted to, you could actually get Crit Bloom and then melee in Crit Bloom, but deal full damage. And it will be absolutely goated. You will take no damage, and you will deal a lot of damage. So there are some really cool pieces of tech you can do here with 100% hit chance. Like, you can melee in magic tank gear if you want to. Melee attack range increased by 1. Oh my god, look how far away he is! Yo! See, this, I think, is gonna play really weird, but it's gonna be really good. Yeah. I don't know if it's full damage if you're missing damage bonus. It's full damage, as in, with the 100%. I think people understood what I meant. It's full damage minus the, until you get to the vestments point. Cool. I want to off-style EZK with Necromancy. What would I do? Yeah, it'd be a couple pieces of vestments, definitely in gen as well. Okay, keep going. Melee base damage increased by 500. So this is absolutely ridiculous. This is base damage in RuneScape terms. When I first saw this, I thought it meant you got plus 500 flat damage on top of melee. So I was like, oh, so bleeds are gonna be... No. Base damage increase. It is like at the start of your combat calculation for melee damage. That's just gonna be plus 500. So I'm gonna go into the game now, and I'm gonna show you what your regular damage looks like. And then you guys are going to see what this means and how impactful it is. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load best in slot melee. Yeah, cool. So in best in slot melee with an exit kill, that's tier 100. My melee damage is this. Dude, I don't even know where to go to find it. That's crazy. Here. No, not here. Wait, where is it? Bro, this is like, in a nutshell, everything wrong with this game. Where, wait. Load out. Okay, cool. So, in best in slot, my damage is 3,430. Okay? So, I'm wearing the wrong helmet. 3,496. So, adding 500 to that, in best in slot, that seems pretty good, right? Like, you're just gonna hit harder all the time. You're gonna get your damage up to just under 4k in full best in slot, right? Which is like, that's solid. You can also pot up as well. You could bring that a little higher. So in full max, I'm getting 3,617 damage as base. And with the melee relic, this would be 4,117. Okay? So 4,117. That doesn't seem that good for the end game. But let me show you something. What if you were to use... Pretend this is a Dragon Halberd. They have the same stats. Okay? And you don't have best in slot gear because you're in the early game. Okay? So in this instance, my weapon damage is 1,341. That's what's coming from my weapon, and then the rest is coming from my stats. Adding a flat 500 to that is basically, it is turning my tier 60 dragon weapon into a weapon with a damage value of like 1,800. What kind of weapon has 1,800 damage value? I'm pretty sure it's like tier 80. I'm pretty sure it's like a chaotic maul. Yeah, 1,788. Wait. 1,152? That's wrong. Hold. Oh my god, I was in the wrong tab. Okay. Ignore everything I just said. We do it again. Why would it default to auto attack damage? A thing that nobody cares about. I'm in pain. Okay. Nice. What? Cool. Okay. Ignore everything I just said. Oh my god, it's even better. Okay. So in full best in slot melee, my damage bonus is 2346. And this is like the starting calc for like everything that I do damage-wise. It comes after that. Okay? So 2346 ability damage. What you're doing with the melee relic is you're adding 500 to that. So in full endgame best in slot, you go from 2346 to 2846. That is an increase percentage-wise of, let's just say like 20%. So at the end game, people got an ad. I'm gonna wait. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna wait. Give me a mo. I'm gonna take a drink of my coffee. Sorry, friends. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, gamers. Unless they remove hit caps, it's irrelevant. What? What percentage of your melee abilities do you think hit cap? It's like 10 at most. So. Yours don't cap every time? I wish they did. Okay, I'm assuming the ad's done. Okay. Also, can you guys hear my dryer in the background? Or my washing machine? You might be able to. Okay, hold. Give me a second. I'm closing my door and opening windows. Ooh, we got some natural light. Okay. Thank you guys for the subs. HJAIIS and Digsight. Appreciate you both. Okay. So here's the deal. The melee relic gives you plus 500 damage. In full best in slot, that's going to take you from 2346 to 2846, which is like, it's ballpark like a plus 20% damage with an end game setup, right? So in best in slot, this is going to mean like you're basically doing 20% more damage. Okay. Here's the thing though. What about earlier on? Before you have power gear that has power bonus and best in slot gear, because all this stuff, you get it pretty late in your progression. What does this look like if you're using a tier 60 dragon weapon, like a dragon halberd, which is likely what you're going to use for a lot of your meleeing? As soon as you're level, like, you want to use halberds all the way up because they have a bigger attack range. So this is a dragon spear, but it's got the same stats as the dragon halberd. So imagine you are going in with a dragon halberd, okay, with the melee relic, and you pick that melee relic. All of a sudden, your damage is going to go from 1,300, where actually a lot of this comes from your stats too. So I'm going to let my stats drop, which will take 20 seconds. But you're basically going to see going from 1,300 to 1,800 is significantly more. Oh, my prayer's off, by the way. I was waiting for my stats to drop too, because I've got 120 stats. Okay, there. Nice. So, using a dragon weapon, also, I will say this too, with 99 strength, I am doing 1,252 damage. Giving a flat plus 500 to that, it's way more impactful. So basically, this will help a lot for your melee upgrade path. Because as you're getting those upgrades, your base damage is significantly higher. So right now, my damage rating is 1,252 with the dragon spear for abilities. Let's compare that to a chaotic maul. Bro, I hate this. I need to actually equip the chaotic maul because it's scaling with my stats. Let me get a chaotic maul. Do I have one? Yeah. Okay, hold. This is a lot of work, basically just to illustrate that this will be particularly good early game. How do I even repair this thing? Oh, got it. Okay, nice. Cool. Oh my god, it's more than a chaotic maul. Holy crap. So, Dragon Spear, 1252. Chaotic Maul, 1540 ability damage. So, that means that a tier 60 is more than a tier 80? Oh my, okay, wait. This might be kind of insane. I thought that was a Tumikin's Light. Okay, let's take a Scythe. Putting the Scythe on. 684. What? Wait, what? That's better than a Scythe. Wait, holy crap. 1800. Yeah, the closest comparison is this will quite literally take a Dragon Halberd and it will make it better than a Tumikin's Light, which is a tier 95. Is yours Shard of Genesis? No, it is not. It's just base tier 95. So, yeah, basically, this melee thing is disgusting. It's going to basically turn any melee weapon into a much, much, much higher tier weapon. Like, in the ballpark of 30 tiers. So, when you get those endgame weapons, they're going to feel disgustingly powerful, right? They're going to feel ridiculously strong. But before that, it means that if you want to go in with a Dragon Halberd and train to 99s really fast and deal a ton of damage and get things like a Zuck Cape, you'll absolutely be able to. Like, Dragon Halberd will be good enough to do a lot of bosses. So, yeah, to me, this is probably the strongest benefit so far we've seen of any of the relics. Like, it is a significant boost to your damage to the point that, yeah, melee is very juiced. All right. Let's keep going into our reveal. Melee base damage heals for 10% of damage dealt? Wait, what do you mean mini Soul Split? This is better than Soul Split. Is this not better than... This is way better than Soul Split. Yeah. This is like double Soul Split at all times. Like, with this, doing an Exa kill spec is going to heal you 12,000 damage. It's going to heal you 12,000 HP. Assuming it's uncapped, this is bananas. Vampora is 5%. Vampora is capped. Vampora will only heal you 50 HP per hit. If this is not capped, which it doesn't say it's capped, this is infinitely better. Why did I say base damage? Because what they did is it's like, basically it's saying it applies early in the chain. So I'll give you an example here. If I am using this melee setup right now, with like full best in slot, right? I'm doing X amount of damage, right? But what's happening is it's my base damage, and then it's applying all of my other buffs, my stats, my overload, everything else. So basically what it's saying is it's doing it at the beginning of the calc and not at the end. That's all it means. Yeah. Does that make sense? Hi, Kim. Stay with 41 months. Yeah, so basically, Melee is going to have all of any piece of gear you put on is going to be 20 to 30 to 35 tiers above. And you're going to get lifesteal, so you're not going to need food. For, like, anything. That's sort of where melee is at. Okay. With that said, let's look at the next relic. Okay, actually, before we look at the next relic, why don't we rank this? I think it's ranking time. To me, early game power, I think melee has to get a 10 for early game power, because a tier, like a rune halberd is going to be like a noxious scythe. Like, yeah, it has to get a 10, right? And also the healing as well. Like, it's got utility and it's got high tier damage. Yeah, to me, that's a 10. I think it has to be. Late game power, you're getting 20% additional damage. You're also stuck melee camping, which is a weaker style than a lot of the others. But you're never going to have to use any food. And you're going to be using like tier 130 weapons. Like a 9? To me, that's got to be a 9, but I might change it later on as we see the other ones. Ease of use? This is where melee will lose a little bit. The lifesteal is great, but you're also still using melee. So to me, it's like a 5 for ease of use. Like, melee is easier to use than range, but it's way harder to use than magic and necromancy. And then for fun, and I will also make a note that this is very subjective. I'm not going to lie, the idea of running around with a scythe that has extra attack range that is tier 130 while I always gain double adren. I think this is at least like an 8. Like a bronze dagger becomes, yeah, there's like an 8 or a 9. Yeah, I'm going to say a subjective 9, because melee is sick. Ease of use. Yeah, I think ease of use 5 makes sense, because the ability kit for melee is pretty tough. Ease of upgrades, I'm still going to give it a 5, because you still need to play through this whole chain, right? Like, this is a long upgrade chain for melee. It just is, right? Greater Barge, Fury, Flurry, Zuck Cape, Easy K, Vestments, Chaos Roar, EOF, Saros Godsword, Grimoire, Cinderbane's Reaver Ring, Gricko, Gloves of Passage, Genesis Shard, and then a lot of optionals like Tumikin's Light. Like, it's kind of a long chain. But yeah, maybe I'll go to 5. Maybe I'll go to 5.5. Because everything is going to feel a lot more optional when you're starting with good power. Cool. Okay, nice. So that's melee so far. Let's go look at our next relic. Is RS Godsword made similar to AGS or BGS? No. It comes from Telos. You need 3 untradeable orbs and then the dormant weapon, and then you charge it up. Would Gricko still be needed with 2x adrenaline? No, it's probably optional. Yeah, the other thing too is you can actually mining and smithing good enough gear that you could kill any boss in the game. So I actually, yeah, I'm going to upgrade melee here. I'm going to upgrade melee to a 6 because, yeah, you could pick excavator, which everyone's going to pick anyway. You could mine and smith, make Elder Rune, and then kill everything in the game with Elder Rune. Yeah. That's super fair. Am I going to do rotation guides? Probably not. But maybe. It's possible. Okay, let's go look at the range one. Are you guys happy with this, though? Are you guys happy with my ratings? I think they're good for now, and then we'll readjust if we need to. All right, let's go. Generate double adrenaline. Okay, so that's the same as melee. Range ability cooldowns reduced by 20. Okay, so that's the same. 100% hit chance. Yep, that's the same. 50% chance to save ammo. So this was changed today. It is now 95% chance to save ammo. It's now 95. So basically, one arrow is going to last 20 hits, which is a lot better. But yeah, so it's an ammo save. Like, to me, that helps with the upkeep, but it isn't powerful. Okay. Single target attacks also hit up to 9 enemies within 1 tile. So it's like chins? But only within 1... Wait, within 1 tile? Is that what chins do? No. It's like mini chins, is it? No, chins hit up to 9 tiles. Chins are a 3x3. This is not a 3x3, is it? Is it? To 9 enemies with 1 tile. Oh, I guess it is, because everything within 1 tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, okay, so this is permanent chins. I'm not going to lie, this one's going to be fun. This one's going to be really fun. I think this is good for training. In practice, I actually don't know... Like, I don't know where this would excel in, like, PVMing. I don't really honestly think there's anywhere that this is that good for actual, like, PVM stuff. But definitely really good for Slayer. Someone said solo Angel of Death. Yes, a thing that most people will be doing, I'm sure. Yeah. Like, it's good for Zuck. It's nice for Elite Dungeons. But I don't see this having, like, end game. Like, it's not like the melee thing where you just get more damage on everything, right? This is, like, this is going to be really good for training and leveling up. But, yeah, to me, this is, like, this is cool. I will also say, oh, that's it. I thought there was going to be another range effect. Okay, so comparing permanent Chinchompas to plus 30 tiers as well as lifesteal, to me, range is underwhelming. Without a doubt, range is underwhelming. Like, this is very cool, but I was expecting there to be a last thing on range that's like, also, range abilities hit double or something, or like, thresholds are twice as good, or like, special attacks have double the duration, or I don't know. I was expecting something else, but I think range feels weak compared to melee. But let's assess. Ease of use for range. Range is known as the most difficult combat style in the game. In terms of style camping, there's a lot of stack management at the end game. This is the most difficult style to use in RuneScape, and it's not particularly close. So we are going to a 2 for ease of use on ranging. It's just a difficult combat style, and none of the relic effects make it easier to use particularly. Okay. Early game power for ranged. Let's go look at our little progression path, which is here. So our gear progression for range, you are basically using short bows and long bows and rune crossbows. And when you're using melee, you're going to be 30 tiers above the whole time. And you don't have good at... Like, the thing about range is it doesn't get its power until you get Essence of Finality Amulets and Greater Ricochet. So I am actually going to give range a pretty bad early game power rating. I think if melee gets a 10, I'm going to give ranged a 4. Late game power for ranged. This is an interesting one, because in RuneScape, it is the strongest style in the game. But compared to the melee relic, it's going to be worse than melee camping, I think. Just because the effect doesn't give you more single target damage. So I'm actually going to give it an 8, even though in the live game of RuneScape, range would be a 10 and melee would be like a 5. But the relic effect is so strong on melee and is so weak on range that, yeah, I'm going to say 8. And then fun for ranging, very subjective. I actually do think permachins is fun. I would go from a 2 to like, I actually think this is kind of a 4. Because there are going to be some fun implications of like stacking things on top of each other and tactical nuking that will feel very cool. So yeah, to me, ease of use 2, ease of upgrades 2. By the way, if you're wondering why ease of upgrades gets a 2, if you look at the upgrade path for range, it is the longest in the entire game. It is absolutely insane. And it doesn't get to the level of like even tier 90 necromancy until you're halfway down the list. Yeah, because you've got Corruption Blast, you've got Greater Ricochet, Fleeting Boots, Greater Death Swiftness, Saren Godbow, Eldritch Crossbow, Dark Bow, 2 EOFs, then a Bolg from Zamorak, then another EOF, Stalker's Ring, Grimoire, Cinderbane's Core Hammer, which is the literal most annoying upgrade in human history. And then Elite Dracolich, Genesis Shard, and then, yeah, it's gross. It is an absolutely gross chain. I might put ease of upgrades down to 1, bro. It is brutal. Just because of the hammer. See, here's the thing, right? Imagine if the range relic gave you critical strike adrenaline at all times. Like, it was just like crit buff was always active. Then you wouldn't need the hammer. The ease of upgrades would go from a 1 to like a 4. The late game power would go from an 8 to a 9. The ease of use would go from a 2 to like a 6. Like, to me, that's what I think range should have done. Would it make more sense to rank these 1 to 4? I think 1 to 10 is better for an overall score. And the reason I say that is because some of them have a wide gap between others. Like, it's not just what's better than what other ones. Yeah, I'd rather do it that way. Okay. I think I'm happy with that for ranged. Actually, I'm going to upgrade the fun because there will be some fun things with chins. 5, 2, 2, 4, 8. That is ranging to me. That is how I feel about the range relic. Let's go look at magic, and let's go look at necromancy. And these are the ones that came out today. How good would Elite Tectonic be off style for the extra crit chance? Probably pretty good. All right. Let's have a peek. My nitpick is, I think a 110 scale is slightly flawed. Obviously, range is the hardest style, but you don't put it at a 10. But it's compared to the other ones, right? So if I put range at 1, I could move melee down as well. But yeah, we can look at it. We can look at it. Abracadaver is crazy, by the way. Generic double adrenaline. Okay, we know that. Wait, with basic necromancy abilities. Okay, so does that include auto attack? Hopefully. Necromancy ability cooldowns reduced by 20%. I will say this, by the way. The adrenaline buff, I forgot to mention this. This benefits necromancy more than any of the other styles because all of the other styles have other ways to generate adrenaline via crits, whereas necromancy doesn't. So because of that, this is actually a significant boost to necromancy. It means you're always going to get all of your bloats. You're always going to get all of your death skulls. So this helps necro more than the other styles, even though it's the same. %100 hit chance. Bro, necromancy already does that. Just about. 50% chance to not consume ectoplasm in necromancy runes. Was this changed in 95? I'm assuming yes, right? Yes, it was? Sick. Okay. That actually makes the upkeep for necromancy. Also, dude, is this sound in my ear the wind of Daemonheim? Oh my god. I was like, what is that sound in my ear? Okay, we figured it out. Cool. Saved. Yeah, that's really nice. 95% chance not to consume ectoplasm necromancy runes is like, whew, that's nice. Necromancy conjurers are bigger and 25% stronger. So bigger is, oh my god, he's huge. Yeah, you could say taller and manlier. What a unit. Bro, This is the skeleton that your girl tells you not to worry about. Holy crap. This is like the resurrected skeleton of like an NBA player. Holy moly, he's huge. Yeah, so I don't know why they're being made bigger. Like, I get it that it would look cool, but visually it's going to be a mess. That's fine. 25% stronger is actually kind of good, because not only does that mean like your skeleton does more damage, but the way that the ghost, which is the most powerful necromancy conjure, works is it heals you based on the damage it deals. So if it hits 25% harder, you're also going to get 25% more heals than it usually would. So the ghost is going to be pretty yoked for heals. It's going to be really, really good. Talent tree fully unlocked. Oh, man. See, here's the thing. This is all stuff you can just go and unlock. But it requires... Well, here's the thing. If you have to do this quest chain for Raziel anyway, does this mean anything? This might not actually mean anything. Because if you're picking Necromancy, you need to get to Raziel anyway. It removes the 30k souls wreck. Oh, okay. So it's a time skip. I got you. So you still have to quest. And you'd still need 86 archaeology, but you wouldn't need the souls. Okay. Why is my phone ring? I'm not picking that up. Okay. So that's it for the Necromancy Relic. Okay. This is a crazy take. I think the Necromancy Relic is actually really well balanced. Like, it's not yoked, but everything it does is nice. Like, ease of use for Necromancy, like, it's got to be a 10. It's the easiest style by a long shot, by a country mile. It has so few abilities. It's so easy to do a good rotation, especially with double the Dren. Ease of use has to be a 10. Early game power. I actually don't know that it's as good as Melee, where you get lifesteal, but I would say like a 9 for early game power, because when you're really looking at it, you get the ghost right away. You're not going to have to worry about rune upkeep. You get Bone Shield right away. You get tons of Adren to play with right away. You unlock Bloat right away. Yeah, that seems really, really good. But then late game power, you definitely have to go lower. To me, this is a 6 for late game power. I think this is goated for, like, you're new to RuneScape, you don't know what you're not super engrossed in combat. You want to just cook bosses without, having to do a whole lot or think a whole lot or quest a whole lot. Well, I guess I'll still have to quest, but yeah. I am going to say, yeah, if Melee is a 9 for power, range is an 8 for power, I think Necromancy is a 6 for power. End game. 25% more damage, Necro is worse than no bonus damage range? Correct. Well, it's 25% more conjure damage only. And so the way that conjures work, I should probably explain this too, is early game and when you're less proficient, conjures matter a lot because they're doing like a couple, let's say it's like 100 and something thousand damage per minute just for existing. But at the end game, when every style is pumping 600k DPM, conjures don't matter that much. What you're saying, 25% conjure damage means your conjures might be doing 200k instead of 150k. But in terms of your overall DPM, that is like a 5 to 10% overall increase in DPM, which is way weaker than Melee. And compared to range, which is by default just a way stronger style, yes, Necromancy will still underperform compared to range in terms of endgame damage. Does that make sense? Cool. Yeah, so that's why the late game power is lower than range, even though the relic is more powerful. It's just it's a weaker style late game. Okay. Last one is fun of the Necromancy relic. Like, to me, being able to swap, like being able to do everything with extra attack range is fun. Chinning the whole world is fun. Does this change the way you play at all for Necromancy? I actually think it does. I think the double adrenaline is saving Necromancy's fun rating here. Because instead of having to carefully fit abilities in for a good living death, you're going to be able to LD and skulls like a bajillion times. You're going to be able to thresh a lot. You're going to be able to ult more. You don't need to worry about rune upkeep. I actually do think this will be pretty fun. I'm going to give Necromancy... I think it's more fun than ranged to me. Once again, fun. Very subjective. I'm going to give Necromancy a 7 for fun. I think it would be really enjoyable to play the League with Necromancy. Subjective but wrong. I'm going to give it a 7. But once again, it's very subjective, right? That's my own personal feelings as someone that's like, it's not my favorite style, but it is a fun style. Like, it's not, yeah, in general, Necromancy is my third favorite style behind Magic and Melee. Is a 7 too high? I actually think using Necromancy with permanent natty is going to feel great. Is that crazy? Because all these styles, getting permanent extra adrenaline, that's already like a thing that you experience sometimes. Necromancy with permanent extra adrenaline. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I'm giving it a 7. Less fun than Melee, obviously, but still fun. Cool. Inter, thank you for the primer. I appreciate it. Goose, thank you so much for the 11 months. I appreciate it. Okay. I think I'm happy with my ratings for Necromancy. Yeah, ease of use has to be a 10. Upgrades 9. Early game power 9. Late game power 6. Yeah. That sounds about right. Would Death Skull's cooldown within Living Death be reduced by 20%? I would imagine so. Yeah. So you'd be able to Living Death, or you'd be able to Death Skulls every, like, what, 9 seconds? Did you build the shelf so you could put all the unfulfilled promises you gave your chat? Like the 16 hours Croesus stream on there? Oh, no. Yeah. All right. Let's look at Magic. I will also say Magic is my favorite style. Double Adren, sure. Ability cooldown 20%. This is not as good for Magic as the other styles because Magic has a good amount of good abilities. And it also has things that already get rid of your cooldowns, like Temporal Anomaly, which is an aspect you can put on that gives you like just like a 20% chance of abilities not having any cooldown. So to me, this is less good for Magic than the other styles. 100% hit chance, nice. Yep. 100% chance to be able to save runes in combat. I'm assuming this was changed to 95. Yes? I presume so. Or, yeah, it was sick. Love that. Love that. Cooldown also includes special attacks. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Because if so, most EOFs don't have cooldowns anyway. But yeah, cool. You're telling me. Okay, yeah, that's good to know. Thank you. Magic crit strike damage is increased by 50. Ooh, okay. Oh, do I like that or do I hate that? To me, like, crit chance would have been way nicer early game. So the way that Magic progression works is you kind of do a bleed build until you get all of the crit stuff, and then you can start doing a crit build, and then it's strong. So this is really good for late game Magic. But for early game, this means nothing. You will have, your account has 10% base crit chance early game. That is all you'll have until you get to the late game. So this means basically nothing for all of the early game and the mid game stuff, but at the end game, it will be really good. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's like a 3% damage increase until late game. Exactly. And that's it for Magic. Oh, man. Magic, no. Magic's my favorite style. Oh, boy. Okay. You get prayer unlocked, so it's +8? Wait, you get prayer. Which prayer gives you crit? Eclipse Soul? Okay, it's rating time, dude. Oh yeah, and also just to show you, how crit chance works in RuneScape. I think this is done. Yeah, combat damage. Cool. So the way that crit chance works is you just get 10% by default, but you actually gain crit damage as you level up. So when you're level 90 magic, you get plus 50% crit damage. So with magic, it's going to be plus 100%. But that arguably makes this even worse, because crit damage you can get pretty easily. Crit strike chance is way, way harder to come by. So, okay. What is the ease of use on magic? I am going to go with 6. I'm going to go 7. You get animate dead, you can tank really nicely, but also I think 2 above melee, 3 under necromancy makes sense. The rotations with magic are pretty simple. You just greater concentrated blast a lot and you'll do good damage. So I think the ease of use is pretty solid for magic. I'm fine with that as a 7. Let's look at early game power. So this is where if it was crit chance and not crit damage, the power would be way better. But to me, is it better or worse than range? I think it's still better than range, because range, until you get Gricko, it's garbage. I'm going to go 5. Okay. Now let's look for late game power for magic. Compared to 30 tiers of melee, because magic and melee are similar damage output styles to begin with. Magic's a little ahead in the late game. So 50% crit damage. In the end, that's only like, I think melee is getting a 20% DPS increase and lifesteal, and magic is getting like a 10% DPS increase and no lifesteal. Like a 7? Maybe a 6? I think a 7's okay. Okay. And now, very subjectively, let's look at our fun rating. In terms of fun rating, can you Omni twice at a Sunshine now? You can already do that. Yeah, with the cooldown reduction, you're going to go from Omniing twice at a Sunshine to Omniing twice in a Sunshine. The Great Ansem, thank you for 4 months. I appreciate it. What is the fun rating on magic? What I'm thinking about is this relic doesn't change the way you play the game at all. The extra adren doesn't really matter much for magic. It's less good with magic than with the other styles. Extra crit damage, there's no counterplay for that. You already lean into crit. Oh. I'm going to give magic a 4. It's my favorite style, but nothing about that set of relics has me like, I can't wait to be a mage. Do you know what I mean? I'm not excited by it at the way that I am with some of the other ones. Yeah, okay. I think this is my final ordering for how I feel about the melee, range, magic, and necromancy relics. To me, this is like a 4-horse race. Or sorry, this is not a 4-horse race. This is a 2-horse race. So let's add up our scores. So melee is getting a 40. Range is getting, oh god, a 21. Oh wait, I messed up. I'm sorry. I'm trying very hard. Wizard is getting a 28. And necromancy is getting, ooh, 28, 34, a 41 on necromancy. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I think that makes sense to me because I think the only thing Necromancy really lacks is subjective fun score and late game power. I think if you're playing the league competitively, what you will want to do is you probably pick Necromancy. But I will also caution you that you may get bored of Necromancy because it's pretty repetitive. There aren't as many upgrades or goals to push for. And while all of your progression is accelerated, the upgrade chain for Necromancy is a lot more chill than everything else. You may actually find that you run out of fun content to do. So I think if you're trying to just race points and like you want to be number one on the leaderboard, I think you pick Necromancy. I think if you care more about experiencing a lot of different bosses and content and like a really satisfying progression path, I think you send Melee. And those are to me the only two good options. Yeah. So those would be my two options. And I think for me, based on this, we need to make our decision right now. I promised it. What are we picking, boys? I think we can immediately throw range in the bin. I love magic. I just did a magic locked, style locked Iron Man. I'm throwing magic in the bin. I don't want to run it back. And the relic, there's nothing in this relic that has me excited. If it was crit chance and not damage, I would have to think about magic because it would be fun as hell. Melee getting 30 tiers of upgrades and lifesteal versus Necromancy letting you skip an annoying grind, having a ton of ease of use, and being pretty fun and like in a satisfying way. The Combat Style Relic I will be choosing for RuneScape League's Catalyst, releasing on September 15th, 2025. It's Melee. I'm going Melee. I'm absolutely going Melee. I think it's going to be so much fun. I think the ease of use is low. That's really where it's losing points because it is Melee. But the relic itself changes so much about the way you play. I think it's the winner. And I think if you're a seasoned RS player, Melee is the way. If you're not a seasoned RS player, you may want to cycle in Necromancy. What do you guys think? I think the methodology is good. I think the decision is good. I think Melee wins out. And oh my God, we're going to cook. We are going to cook. That's the other thing too, is for me, I don't care that much about league score. Like, I'm definitely going to get Dragon, without a doubt, but I don't care about being number one on the high scores. To me, the Melee Relic, it's the lifesteal for me, man. Like, not having to worry. Like, the thing about this lifesteal is it is going to sustain you all the way to the end game. You will not need to worry about food, healing, Sorrow Omen brews. Like, you don't need to worry about any of it. The lifesteal is that good. Is there not another combat relic tier? So there may very well be more combat-related relic tiers. We don't actually know. We don't actually know. I think the last thing to do, too, is I am going to throw the combat relics. Do you think they should go on the other tier list? Or do you think they should go on the main tier, on their own tier list? Maybe they go on the other tier list. Yeah, if there's like a special, like there could be relics that change it. But right now, from what I'm seeing, in those four choices, I know my picks. Okay. Melee, I think, has to go on S tier. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Like, the fact that a dragon halberd becomes a noxious scythe is disgusting. Necromancer, I'm going to put in B, because I think it's fun. I think I'm going to put magic and range together in C. Like, they're not like death traps like this abomination. You know? It's not a death trap, but... And there's some cool stuff. Like, honestly, the range chin thing I think is actually cooler. You know what? I'm giving range to C and magic a D. Because the chin thing is cool. Compared to crit damage, it just doesn't change anything about the way I play. Yeah. All right. That's my updated tier list on all of the league's relics. Yes, we got our S tier, our A tier, our B tier, our C tier, our D tier, and our E tier, as well as the basement under the tier list. Will this happen in RuneScape or will it be separate? Yes. This is RuneScape. I really want to play Mage with a relic, made me so blah about it. I mean, when you see the buff that Melee got, it's like, bro, how can you, unless you really want to play Magic, like, I'm sure it will be fun to play as Magic, but Melee wins. Whew. If the plus 500 damage didn't exist, would your order change? I would still probably pick Melee, but yeah, no. That is what's contributing to the 10 early game power. Have I seen the quest that we auto-completed? Yeah, it came out today, right? I think. What if there's another magic tier that gives you extra crit chance? Then that would change things for me a little bit. But as of right now, we've got 4 relics that we think are in the same tier that you have to pick one of the 4. With the info we have right now, Melee. Wait, Cupart, do you have another lawsuit? I have a question. Will I get my mod badge before I have to send a lawsuit? You have Ice Cloud on retainer. Get him to work. Okay. So next thing we should do, chat, is I believe there were some leaks. No, they weren't leaks. Didn't the wiki page update with a bunch of stuff? Oh, actually, wait. We didn't go over any of this stuff. Hold. I'm missing stuff. So not only did we get our first look at the league's tasks, but in addition, there is an FAQ that was posted tomorrow. Or tomorrow, Jesus. Can you tell I've been staying up till 3 and 4 in the morning every night working on the website? I can. Oh, no good. All right. We swapped from Diet Coke to coffee. It'll help. How is the website looking? It's coming along beautifully. Josh is currently working on mobile support. Every single piece of copy in this entire site. Actually, I'm going to show you guys this because it was a bit of an undertaking. Oh, he deleted it because he did the feedback. Okay, fair enough. That makes sense. So I did an editorial pass on literally the entire website yesterday. So I rewrote and went over every single line of text on the whole website and made a bunch of changes to it for clarity, for wording, for everything else. I'm just going to double check and see if that's been done. I don't think it's been pushed yet. Yeah, it has not been pushed yet, I don't think. Why don't I check with Josh? I don't think it has been. But yeah, all of that will be changing in the next couple hours. He is... Oh, hi Josh. How are you? Okay, you are not touching mobile now. You'll do it later. Amazing. Oh, people can't hear you. One second. I had a question for you. I don't think Pup has pushed his changes yet, right? We're still a few hours out from that.
Let's check. No, they have not been pushed.
Okay, cool.
And let me see if they're on his branch, because I might be able to merge his branch in.
Oh, you don't have to now. No, don't worry about it.
No, his branch has not been pushed up at all, so I can't even get them in right now.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. I was trying to figure out if it was done or not, but he deleted everything from the feedback channel, which means I think he did it all. So I think he's got it all done. He just needs to push it.
Yes, exactly. He's got everything as far as the editorial path's done. He's working on getting his combat stuff in on that same branch, and so all of that will go out at the same time.
Unreal. I'm not slated for today.
Hopefully, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully
All right,
so.
sweet. Just wanted to check that. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so basically all of the text in this guide is going to change in a couple hours. It was all rewritten. So that's what I've been working on. And there are going to be new pictures and things too. I took some new images. Yeah, this is still my favorite thing on the whole website, by the way. It's so clean. Last night, this is when I decided I needed to go to bed. I spent like, I want to say 5 minutes. I think I just spaced out and I just did this for 5 minutes. I was just doing this. Do I have mouse keybind recommendations? I do. They're here. But yeah, very cool. Nice. Sick. Okay. Back to reading. Back to reading. The images are clean, your keybinds are not. You know what's funny too? It is based on my keybinds, but it's actually a nicer version of my keybinds because my keybinds get pretty cursed pretty quick. Is your donate link broken for anyone else? Oh no. I don't know. Have we been hacked, chat? I'm gonna click on it. It worked on my side. We should donate you for doing this for free? No, it's okay. You don't have to. We didn't do this as a monetary thing. We did this because we wanted to help new players, and we're really excited about it. So yeah, please don't feel like you have to. Cool. We're gonna get our bag in ads. He's kidding, by the way. We are not putting ads on the website. It was a joke. Okay. How long will the league run? League is going to run for 57 days. Where do we start? Players are going to kick off their league's journey in Lumbridge with the league's Sage. The Lumbridge Lotso will be activated, but others need to be manually activated to use. Okay. So we've got Lumbridge start. That seems good. Will WikiSync be active? Yes. For those who don't know, WikiSync is a feature that lets you effectively track your task completion on the wiki through automatic updates. This is really sick. So this is something that Old School does an incredible job of, by the way. Like, just a ridiculous job. So the way that it works is you sync your account, and then you'll be able to sort by all these tasks, but based on what the easiest ones and hardest ones are. And it's extremely nice. Why is that a... Whatever. It's really, really sick. Because what it's going to mean is when you don't know what task to do, you could either look in-game or you go on the wiki and you get to sort by most and least completed. Really, really, really sick. Yeah, that is actually huge. Will we get a task list drop ahead of the full launch? Yes, our friends on the wiki have dropped full, easy, and medium task list here. We'll release the rest of the tasks right before launch. So you can do some last-minute theory crafting. Chat, do you guys think Montezana is open to taking bribes? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Trade offer 1 short man for 2 tiers of tasks. No, we're not trading me. Open to it? No, maybe a jar at best. What could we offer Montezana? To leak all of the other tasks. I don't know. I got nothing. Did I hear right that you can delegate an account? Yeah, we're getting to that. All right. How will quests function in this league? Oh boy. Okay. There's been a recurring topic this week. Since quests can serve as a requirement for content such as locations, new items, and bosses, players theory-crafting for the upcoming leagues have naturally been curious about how they'll be handled. In old school versions of the league, several quests were automatically completed when unlocking regions or on account creation, as they were necessary to fully access or make use of those areas. Since League's Catalyst does not feature any specific region locking, one of our aims has been to preserve access to as much of the game's content as possible, so we've chosen to not automatically complete the majority of quests. Deep breaths. Keep reading. With that said, saved. Actually saved. Leagues is designed as a fast-paced, time-limited event with accelerated XP rates, powerful relics, and unique goals to pursue. While quests certainly have a place in this framework, their slower, more traditional gameplay loops can clash with the tempo. Totally agree. Based. To bridge the gap, we've taken steps to enable access to a variety of quest content through standard League's gameplay, such as key bosses, locations like Prifddinas, and rewards including combat abilities and passives. These will be unlocked predominantly through the relic tier passive system, so regardless of what relic you pick, or directly through specific relics. As you progress through tiers, you'll gain a range of passive effects that grant access to quest-locked bosses, skills, pets, and more, thank God. All without needing to complete the quests themselves. Thank goodness. For now, we're holding back the exact details of which unlocked are tiers to which unlocks are tied to which tiers. Say that 5 times fast. But you'll find out more as we continue our reveals. Below is a spoiler-free list that will help clarify what will be unlocked via this system. Okay. Check this one out too. Oh, is there more? But wait, there's more. Also, hi Tiger Fang. I hope you're doing well. Oh my God, there's more. Chat, we got a Reddit post. Okay, so we'll go through that and then this. Holy moly. Okay, so we've got area unlocks. We got Prif, Menethos, Dragon Forge. It's been unlocked on creation. You need many skill levels to reach these features within. Okay, I have a concern here. I guess people are coping that there's a special attack relic. But to me, read the news post first, be angry, and then look at the Reddit post and then feel better. Okay, it's like that? Cool. What about Dragon Claws and Tormented Demons? Because Dragon Forge is the main reward from Olgathic Sleeps, but you also do need, if you're, because I'm picking melee, right? Oh, that might make me not want to pick melee as much. What do you guys think? Yeah, I would, if TDs were unlocked, that'd be nice. But yeah, fair enough. Okay. Boss unlocks, Gate of Elidness. You have to do soul searching. That's fine. It's a 5-minute quest. Amaskit. Love that. Vorkath and Zemregal. Love that. Raziel. Love that. The 35k Well of Souls requirement is complete instantly if you choose the Necromancy relic. Okay. Got it. That's fine. So you still need to complete the... Wait, players will still need to complete the prior quests in the Necromancy chain. Wait, what? Wait. How is that a boss unlock if you still have to go unlock it? Okay, I'm confused about why this is here. Because, like, that's ultimately fine, but I'm confused as to why that's listed as a boss unlock, because it's not really a boss unlock. But sure, fine. Everybody's picking Excavator anyway, it's fine. Combat ability, spells, passives. Auto-unlock Vigor passive is sick. Infernal Puzzle Box as a passive is great. I hope it's a really low tier, though, because I hope everybody gets it right away, because Adren just shouldn't trade out of combat. Cetus Senescent spells as a relic tier passive. So that's like Animate Dead and stuff. That's good. Dive, good. Ancient Curses, Good. Okay, yeah, that to me is the biggest one. Is do you really want people having to do a quest chain of like 100? Like, look at what you need for ancient curses, bro. And I have looked through this before, by the way, but oh, I didn't even include the quest chain, but it's a long boy. It was so long I didn't fit in the screenshot, so that's good. Ancient magics and spellbooks, lunars, good. Saren spells and prayers as a passive, that's good. Immediate access to full Sarah points without smoking kills, good. Arc shop, spirit trees. I mean, they're automating Alpha versus Omega, but you need the Rex to do it. So you gotta do the whole quest. Interesting. Okay. Will any quest be auto-completed? Following quests will be automatically completed after your character is created. Oh, wow. Okay. Bro, I'm glad I didn't spend too much time working on my my progression pathway, because that would suck. Because I had stuff on here. Okay, Restless Ghost, so Ghost Speak. Stolen Hearts, Diamond on the Rough Jack of Spades. Okay, so everyone gets Menaphos. Auto-unlocked. I feel like Menaphos should be listed here with Prif. Oh, it is. Nice, okay. And then it's the whole Prif quest line. Plague City, Plague's End, Regicide, Roving Elves. Wait, dude, instant Regicide completion is kind of goated. Because it means you can buy a Dragon Halberd right away. Wait, that's actually heat. Yeah, you get an instant Crystal Halberd. Yeah, dude, melee is the way, for sure. Okay. Happy Thursday. Hi, Mitzi, what's good? Hi, Cody, what's good? How are you doing? Welcome. I hope you're having a good day so far. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Will auras be available during League? Only auras available will be those that can be earned via game methods, such as those in Warrior's Retreat. So which ones are those? Unlocks. Oh my god, melee. Melee. Dude, lifesteal plus Zerker? I'm gonna cook. Yeah, Vamp. Zerker, Reckless Manny. And then I guess Majorat too from Reaper. Yeah. So for Necromancy, you'll want to get Majorat Aura. For the other styles, you'll pick these ones and use them. Yeah, dude, that means no equilibrium for Necromancy, right? It does. Okay, so we might need to change this a little bit. Because in this pathway... Yeah, you don't go full book anymore. Because you go full book because of equilibrium. You go Grimoire. So for Necromancy, you go Grimoire. Lord of Bones, you don't need. Because you're 100% hit chance. Okay. While we're here, let's look through these as well. Dragon Scimitar, you don't need. So we can do a Monkey Madness skip. Grimoire, Citterblades, Reaver, Greco, Gloves of Passage, Gen Shard. Yeah, all that's fine. Can keep all of that. Let's look at range. Can the ghosts crit? No, I don't think so. Why is Equilibrium good for Necromancy? It's because it boosts all of your Conjure damage where most other things don't. And then it's also really good because with Necromancy, you get a lot of hit splats, so your full book goes off a lot. And because you don't get crit adren with Necromancy no matter what, so crits are lower value. It also gives you 12% more ghost heal because the heal is based on the ghost damage. Okay, all of this is fine. Yeah, all of that's fine. And then let's look at magic really quick, just to make sure it's right. Greater Sunshine, EOF. Do you need a Gothic Staff with infinite hit chance? No, you do not. Iban Staff, which is auto-unlocked. There we go. Hi, Nalia. What's good? Burn Ode, Reaver Ring, Grim, Cinders, Fasoa, Resplendence, Genshard, Magma. Yeah, all that's good. Sick. Okay. If I donate another 500, can I get access to the mirror board to copy, paste it, and slap it at another board? You're recreating stuff. You're recreating. This time would save me a lot of time. Why don't you DM me? If you want access to the board, I can give you access to the board, or I can make a copy of the board and just give it to you. But yeah, why don't we talk offline? Yeah, why don't we talk offline? Here. Let me put it in my to-do list. To-do list. We'll talk to you about board. Yeah, it depends what you're planning on doing with the board. But yeah, no, you don't need to like donate or anything like that. You've already done so ridiculously much. So you are entirely good there. Yeah, just DM me after stream. Or I will DM you after stream and we can figure it out. Hi, Legos. Thank you for the 42 months. Why is there an emote of bald me spinning? I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. But yeah, let me know what the purpose for the board is, like what you're looking to do, just to make sure. Because if it's something that's already like something that we're planning on doing, you may be able to perform a skip. But yeah, we can do that. Oh, that's cursed. If you're not mailing, what would be a good option for second combat? Necromancy, I would say. Okay. We have a news post to read. Okay. Will shops have infinite stock? Shops will have a simplified infinite stock. Every time you buy an item, it just refills the slot again. If an item has a stock of 2, you need to buy 2 at a time. Wait. Okay, what if you go to the construction shop to get manufactured components? Does that mean you have to buy like 1 million marble bricks at once? Wait, how big is the shop stock? But wait, that means you never need to runecraft. Oh my god, yeah, that's big. Sona, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate it. Trade. Oh, it's only 30. Okay, I was gonna say, can you imagine if you have to only buy all on magic stones? Yeah, that's actually goated. Wait, for overloads, that's infinite super potions from Mazcab. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that. How sick it is. I realize I'm type A to Tiger Fang. I can just tell you this. So, what I will do tonight off stream is I will clone my Miro board. And then I will, if there's a way to do that, and then I'll give you access to it. The thing is, the reason why I don't want anyone to have access to the whole board is it's my actual, this is like my actual production board for all of my video productions. So I don't want to give people the whole board, preferably. But yeah, I can copy all of this stuff. And you're welcome to it. Okay, cool. Why is my phone ringing? Oh, it's my mom calling. I gotta make sure she's okay. Give me a second. Hello. Hello. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I am going to have to end stream in probably half an hour or so. My mom needs a hand with some stuff. That was so vague. So for those that don't know, by the way, my mom is she's terminally ill and she has a rare form of Parkinson's. So she has lots of kind of medical stuff that comes up, and she has lots of like emotional things and mood swings and all that kind of stuff. So she is okay. She found out she's getting an invasive surgery in a few months, and she's not feeling very well about that. So she's currently not free, but she said she'll be free in like 45 minutes. So I'm gonna head over there. Sorry about that, guys. Hooah! Okay. Speed run. Yeah, y'all know how it is. But we will get through all of this. We do have time to get through all this and all of the pre-launch changes too. So that's good. Yeah, a bit of a shorter stream tomorrow or today. We can make it up tomorrow though. We'll send a long one. But yeah, it was one of those calls of like, no, you don't have to rush over, but I would really like you to kind of ones. So yeah, I'm getting over there. She is the reason I exist, so we're pulling up. This emote makes me uncomfortable. What, the pet the streamer? Now it's goated. What do you mean? Sorry, pet the mods? Sometimes you need to pet the mods. You're so lucky that there's an updated FAQ. I had to deal with being annoyed for a whole day. Well, here's the thing. I actually think I had it worse than you, because I saw a draft of this multiple days ago and I skimmed over it. So you were only pissed off for a day. I had to be pissed off for multiple days, and I couldn't even complain about it. So I actually think I had it worse than you. Okay, sorry, let's pull up. So infinite shop stock is insane. Actually, I'm gonna make a note of this on our little leagues board, because that's insane. So instant dragon crystal halberd because of Priff unlock. And then the other one is there's gonna be an instant instant Iban is sick. Infinite super potions may have literally saved the league for me. I'm not gonna lie. Infinite super potions. Mazcab. And infinite runes too. Aw, yeah. That's gonna be so friggin' sick, bro. Does this change the tier of bankers note? Oh yeah, you're right. Wait, does that make Banker's Note better or worse? I actually don't think it changes it. I guess it's nice, right? Because you could one click to note it instead of just banking at the... It doesn't change it at all, to be honest. How are you going to fund the infinite shop stock? Let me tell you, it's not going to be with the agility relic. That's for darn sure. Yeah, it might even make the invention relic better. Like, to me, you could almost do that, because now the money from the invention relic is going to be used... How do you train a herbal without quests? Farming relic, yeah. Okay, so the other one beyond infinite runes is... I wanted to talk to you guys about this. If you have all of these quests automatically completed, does that mean that when you log in, you can instantly claim a quest shop dice? Because how many quest points is this? Like, it's gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. This is like 30 or this is probably 40 quest points. It's 38. kind of... That do be kind of nice. 38. Azana said it's 40 quest points. Okay. Kind of nice. Okay. Cool. Let's keep looking here. Is XP from quest deities affected by League XP? Yes, there may be some niche instances where XP isn't multiplied, but general idea is essentially everything will be affected. So caches are going to be stonks, basically. Everything will be stonks. That's sick. Apprentice Clara infinite money glitch? Wait, who's Apprentice Clara? Wait, who this? No. Wait. Are the runes free? You could buy an infinite supply of air and mine runes, and then you could go to Aubrey and you could hit him with the pump and dub. Hell yeah. 30 at a time? Yeah, no. Talk to Pub about this. You get a macro for that. You get the mouse keys going, and you just, boom. That's so funny. Stop publicizing this! Exclamation point. Okay, Nathan just said, what's her at? What? Apprentice Clara? Nathan! No. XJ mod suggesting macroing? That's why I'm an XJ mod, baby. No. Okay, keep it going. Yeah, so quest XP will scale. So I think if you're playing efficiently, you have to quest a lot. If you're not playing efficiently, you can ignore a lot of quests, which is okay. Cool. Will pets be obtainable in the league? If so, what happens after the league ends? Pets will be obtainable in the league will stay unlocked between leagues? Wait, I didn't see that yesterday. That's so cool. Wait, so when Leagues 2 starts, all the pets you got in Leagues 1 you'll keep? Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Also, I am going to flag up the... Cool. That's fun. I like that. But outside League's character will XP earned in Leagues be transferred to the main game. Once the League is finished, your character will disappear. They'll not transfer over or send XP over. It's massively inflated XP. Yep, that makes sense. So this I saw is really cool. Only one character to be active on account at one time. When you're on regular worlds, you'll be on your regular main character. When you hop to a League's world, you'll be on your League's character. So you can't play two accounts simultaneously. You can't play the same account twice simultaneously, but you'll be able to link your League's progression at the end of the account. It's going to import the points on tradable rewards. So what that means is you can play this League on like your, I don't know, your group Ironman that disbanded after 2 weeks. But you can send the trophy to your main. That's pretty large. I think that's actually really nice. Because now for old school players, what it's going to mean is instead of needing to like not play on old school, they can keep grinding their old school main. And then they can use another account, but then they can get the stuff on the account they want it on. You need membership, yeah, but it's kind of cool. You can play on your dead hardcore and your JM at the same time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's kind of fun. I like that a lot. I do worry about like selling and that kind of stuff, but this is good. Are the new worlds? Leagues is going to create 40 additional worlds. Okay, so doing math here. You don't want to PVM on a world with more than, what, 25 people? So there will be opportunity for 1,000 players to kill bosses in the league. What do you guys think? Put it on the list. No, I'm kidding. I think, honestly, 40 worlds is a lot. I think for PVMing, realistically, the cutoff is like 260 pop. So you'll be able to have 10,400 people PVMing, assuming they evenly distribute themselves, which they won't, because you already know RuneScape players love nothing more than logging into the most high pop world and then complaining that the game is laggy. So yeah, I think it'll be okay. Cool. Does Animal Wrangler give double XP for double hunting? Yeah, okay, these are like very, like... How does the excavator auto-spelling work in regards to catalyst rocks? If I mine one rune ore, do I get a rune bar straight away? What about animica ores and premods? Mining the core will give you the smelted bar without needing the additional ore. Shelf above the tier list. Brother, what? Okay. We now have a shelf above the tier list, as well as the basement under the tier list. So you can just bang out a bunch of, like, Baneite or Runite, and you just get... That's insane. Range above the magic relic, yeah. I put the magic relic in the trenches. Okay. How will invention interact with the tier 1 relic tools? You won't be able to augment the tools from the tier 1 relics, but the relic tool effects will work from the invent. Ooh, that's really cool. Okay, that's a good question and a good answer. Will I have to climb in rage levels on boss exam and tell us? Max and rage is accessible. Wait, that wasn't here yesterday. Oh my god, so you could do 60k Zammy in a league with melee. A song name? Exclamation point song. We'll link you to the song and tell you what it is. Oh, that's really sick. Wait, so we could do 4K Glacier. Oh, I love that. Okay. Do I need to complete Extinction to make Dine Arrows? Dine Arrows has been unblocked. Unreal. Really good. Ask your FAQs. Okay, let's look at this now. Because they made changes since yesterday. Shout out Mod Hooli. By the way, what does the check mark under my flare mean? Because I definitely didn't do that. What does this mean? I don't know how it works. Does it? I'm clicking on it. Yeah, I don't know what it means. Verify that the account is me. But isn't every account them? Mod put it there. It's them saying this is the real RS Guy. Oh, cool. Okay, got it. I was confused. You're a certified short guy. Thank you. Okay, so let's look at the changes. Simple version for unlimited shops been implemented. Okay, so we know that. Max and Rage is good. Dine Arrows unlocked. Oh, so this has all been... okay, so this is all the same. A note on tasks. We've seen some discussion about tasks in various ways you can earn league points. Our task point economy has been designed to allow for a variety of potential approaches on Dragon, with a lot of room to ignore what does not appeal to your playstyle and lean into what does. While this is hugely variable stat based on tasks completed and their values, completing 55% of all tasks is what you'll need to make it to Dragon. Okay, so hopefully that means I can skip questing and clues. Hopefully. What do we expect? As I mentioned, they're very much a stage of the product where changes for release are near impossible. We might get a few more in, but it's unlikely. If we do, we'll let you know. Nice. Bro skipped over the arrow change. No, I didn't. I read it. It was in the news post. Because they added it to the news post. Nice. The elves are not prepared for the wave of level 3s immediately strolling into Priv. Yeah, actually, you know what I was thinking too? You probably get free instant 99 prayer. So you shop GP hack into cleansing crystals for day 199 prayer. What's the shop GP hack? Well, if shops have infinite stock, right? But then you can buy free stuff from some shops and then sell it to other shops for GP. What you could arguably do is you could buy an infinite amount of runes from a rune shop for free, and then you could sell them to another rune shop for money. Other side, but relics are kind of boring. Is it true dailies exist in League 2? I guess. I would assume there are dailies. We need to raise this banker's note, surely? Wait, why would this make banker's note better, Josh? Because most of the shops are at banks anyway. So you could just buy shop, load preset, buy shop, load preset. Is it not the same as buy shop, click banker's note? Oh yeah, broad arrows are going to be really nice too. True. Okay. That all seems good. Dude, getting an infinite quest point shop dice is actually very nice. Are Heaven Pillars in Prif actually 7-5 locked? So we actually don't know. It is unknown. I think everyone's going to... Honestly, people are just going to flood Prif and try all the skilling nodes. Did you see the new relics today? Yeah, we spent like all this time doing a power score for all of the relics, for the combat ones. Get it, B? It should be C or D because of rune crafting. Oh, so you think it actually gets worse? It still does, though, for time runes. Nah, I'm going to keep it in B. I think I'm okay with B. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay. What about necromancy runes? Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, okay. Getting the Prif on a level 3 will be interesting. I'm surprised it was unlocked by default and not a tier. Like, once you get to tier 4, you get Prif. But either way... Dude, if infinite stock... Sorry. What's the word? Infinite Thalman shop would be crazy, too. Why is farming important? Why is farming S tier? It's mostly because the two things that it's up against are genuinely terrible. But it's also because in RuneScape, potions are... Stop making fun of my shelf. It took me an hour, okay? All right, we can keep it. What herbs do we need now that we have infinite supers? Everything for extremes and for elders as well. Yeah, no. Herblore is still really important for PvM because accuracy is important, so is damage. You get both from overloads. You want to be overloaded. Why is melee so good? So this is the melee relic itself. It's always weakest in an old school league. Yeah, so in RS3 late game, this is the power scores for each combat style late game. Is without leagues, melee would be like a 7, magic would be an 8, range would be a 10, and necromancy would be like a 7 as well. But the melee relic is the most juiced, so it buffs you up to a 9. What are the two that are up against farming? The two that are up against farming are, we think, agility and thieving. Mage early game power is higher? Oh, why? Like pre-G-Conk? That's with the relic pub. Is magic not just a clone of range? Yeah, it's with the relic. Yeah, you got it, pup. You got it. Then don't worry. You know what, actually, though? If you pick range, not that you will, but you can get a free crystal staff, right? Crystal staff, crystal bow. That's going to be nice. Instant crystal staff slash crystal bow. Scores make it seem like most casual players should be going Necromancy. Yes, they should. That is the correct answer. Yeah. If you want a full breakdown of me making this list, I went into detail about every single score I gave and why. And it's going to end up on YouTube. I was going to say tonight, but probably tomorrow now that I'm seeing my mom. But yeah, expect a full video that it'll be partially Twitch VOD and partially additional commentary, but basically of what all these scores mean, what I'm recommending people pick for combat, and why. Should be good. Okay. It will end up on the VOD channel. Yeah, that's true, but I'm also going to make it a main channel upload. It's going to be like me holding up the 4 relics and then like trying to pick one. It'll be fun. Can we translate that into old school RuneScape dummy language? 41 is bigger than 39, so pick Necromancy. How'd I do? Perfect, thank you. You can't count? Shoot. How do we explain it if they can't count? You don't need to count, you just need to believe me that Necromancy is bigger than melee. Is melee just S tier if you're good at the game? So, okay, I'll do a quick rundown here. So, melee is what I will personally be picking. I think the things that make melee better, it is more powerful in the late game. The relic is more interesting, which makes it more fun. The ease of use is low because melee is traditionally kind of hard. The ease of upgrades is pretty hard because the upgrade chain is difficult for melee. Whereas for Necromancy, it's easy. But a hard upgrade path might be more fun for some people. So as an example here, this is the upgrade chain for each combat style and what it will look like as you go to best in slot. Necromancy's is very simple and very easy. So while it is easy, if your goal is to be efficient, you pick Necromancy because you'll end up with good gear really, really fast. But I think if I were to pick Necromancy as an advanced player, as a bit of a juicer, I'd get bored really fast. Because I would end up with my full Necromancy stuff very quickly, and then I'd be like, man, I kind of wish I could have gone to all these other different bosses. So I will be picking melee because even though the chain is longer, it takes me to more places. And I kind of want that, right? We're going to Zuck. We're going to Elite Dungeon 2. We're going to Zamorak here. We are doing the Hero's Quest. We are then going to Telos. We are then going to Solak. We are then going to Raksha. And then all of these upgrades are optionals, but they're all fun. So, yeah. Couldn't you do the other paths after getting Necromancy? No. Because you won't be able to get the relics. So you could get Necromancy done and then build best in slot melee, but without the relic, it won't be very good. Me struggling with combat achievements with Necromancy, saying it's easy. I mean, it's all relative, right? I didn't say anyone that uses Necromancy is an immediate Grandmaster. It's just, it's a style that is more intuitive and less complex than the others, so if you're less good, it's more good. Why can't you do Zami with Necro? You can, but it doesn't give you a single upgrade for Necromancy. So if you're playing a style locked, which is what these relics seem to be pushing you towards, there's kind of not a lot of point. Because Zami drops range upgrades, and it drops mage upgrades, and it drops melee upgrades, and that's it. Yeah. The one thing that I'm trying to decide, though, is do you think it would be more fun if I pick melee to play through as a melee camper? Or do you think you still start with getting Necromancy? You can do any boss for fun at that point. You can. I reckon a lot of RuneScape players are going to have a preference of playing in a certain way. And that way is going to be getting upgrades to make yourself more powerful. Like, you're right. If someone wants to try to green log every boss in RuneScape on the league, they can. Is that going to be as interesting as actually upgrading? No. Play as a melee camper? All right. I'm open to it. I don't know how to melee Telos, though, so that'll be fun. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Think it's gonna be way more fun to try to style lock yourself with the relic you choose? Yeah, I think so too. Melee relic also has more points because it's 2 skills, attack and strength, makes the grinds better. Yeah, that's true too. Average player chasing dragon rank, go Necromancy. Absolutely go Necromancy. If you are chasing dragon, just pick Necromancy. What's a Devo? It's a dark bow. Why need Telos? Zara's Godsword. And then for range, it's the Saren Godbow. They should let us swap combat relics. Means you can't further abuse them by Bridding, but it also doesn't lock you into choice. You might not be having fun. I mean, I think that's just kind of how leagues are meant to work, right? Like, I think the point of leagues is that you're locked to a decision. What I would like to see, though, is I would like to see a relic that lets you pick a different relic so you can get a second combat relic later on. I think that'd be cool. I'm almost tempted to pick Necromancy to see how easy the game is. Yeah. I mean, I really considered Necromancy. Like, we'll see what more info comes out, but it will be very easy to play with Necromancy. Or just do 2 accounts. Yeah, that's true. Wait, why not just do a second account? Also, the way that some of these relics are terrible has me very excited to, like, 3 weeks out of leagues, do a making poor decisions only run, where chat votes on the worst possible relic choices the whole time and the worst possible path, and we see how far we can get. Because I actually think it would be really fun to, like, see what the game's like if you pick Divine Woodcutter, and then 5-finger discount, and then the magic relic, and then... Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's what did it last leagues? That sounds really, really fun. So yeah, I think our second leagues account will be that, and we'll get to play with some relics that we didn't have otherwise. Okay, team. If hit cap was removed, does melee get the biggest buff? Melee and range both get a big buff. Mod Ryan has appeared. Uh-oh. Hide your memes, quick! Get out! Also, hi, too. Can you imagine the aura you need to walk into a room and just type gamers? And then everyone's just like, yep, we're listening. Here we are. What's the shop GP hack? Something that probably needs to be patched. But if it isn't, what you would do is you'd go to a shop that gives you free stuff, because there are a lot of shops that give free stuff like this one. And then what you could do is you could buy an infinite supply of, like, free runes, and then you could sell them to a different shop for money. Like, what you would do is you'd effectively do this, right? You would trade Apprentice Clara. You would take the free mind runes at Air Runes, and then you just keep spamming buy all repeatedly until you had 1 million of them. And then you'd go over to Aubrey. And then, actually, I'm going to calculate the GB per hour of doing this, if it was allowed. I'm going to calculate it because I think it's way more than you guys think. Because if the shop instantly restocks and has a buy all, you sell these to Aubrey for 300 GP. So you're making 300 GP probably every game tick. 300 GP times how many ticks do you get an hour? Is it 10,000? Yeah, I think it is, right? 6,000. 6,000 ticks an hour. So that's 1.8 mil an hour. Right out the gate. That's not worth the effort? I would definitely do that for my first hour. Are you kidding me? I would do that right out the gate. There are better shops. Yeah, maybe we picked a bad shop. Okay, what's a shop that has free stuff but it's good? Like, what's the Costco of RuneScape? You know? Like, take me to Sam's Club. What is the RuneScape equivalent of Sam's Club? I mean, the other thing, too, is if you pick the Invention Relic, doesn't it make, like, High Alch better? Or am I hallucinating? Wait. These are 10K every time you do it. Resale value. See, this is definitely a moral quandary. That's GE, right? Let's find out. Okay, let's trade Bob. Give me the free stuff. And then go to the general store? Yeah, no, that's gotta be the Grand Exchange, right? Okay, saved. I was gonna say, it would have been a moral dilemma. Wait, what does the Invention Relic do again? Let me look. Because... Reveals. Why is it infinite money? Oh my god. Yeah, 66% chance to save the resource that you alch. So you could buy something from a shop, like a rune plate body, and then you could alch it for 3 rune plate bodies. That's why he's only a master and not a grandmaster? Doesn't have the tech. I don't. I clearly don't. Wait, yeah, so this is actually infinite money. I also think, with infinite shop stock, I think this boy goes to S. I think we have an upgrade to announce. I am moving up Perkvention, or Perfection, to S tier. Why would you need the money? With infinite shop stock, you can actually spend it pretty well. You can buy infinite runes. You can buy, yeah, it's infinite runes. It's infinite supplies. It's infinite feathers. It's infinite prayer XP. You get 200 prayer just with GP, and it would take you like a couple hours. Infinite super potions for overloads as well. It will cost tens to hundreds of millions of gold. Yeah, I'm actually gonna move the melee down to A as well. I think that I gave melee an S because I felt like it was S tier because it's so much better than the other combat ones. But as an isolated relic, I think it's actually A. But yeah, either way. The damage increase is nuts. Yeah, it is pretty nuts. Dude, I just love that it makes a Dragon Halberd into a Tumikin's Light. You know what? You're right. Melee, you've been upgraded again. Oh, but Production Master's a lonely. Wait, chat, what can join Production Master? I mean, I could downgrade farming because you have infinite super potions. Yeah, why don't I downgrade farming? Balance her out a little bit. Bro, someone in chat just said producing all by herself handsome. What? Why didn't he say anyone should pick Necromancy? Wait, what, me? Oh, no, everyone should pick Necromancy, I think. Yeah. There's nuance, there's nuance. Necromancy being under Banker's Note is just wrong. I mean, I'm happy doing that. Time check? Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'm good. I'm waiting on a text. Okay, yeah. So, Excavator is on the shelf above the tier list. S tier Invention because of the GP implications. Melee and S because it's really, really strong. Production Master is really good. Farming is really good for Herblore for potions. Less good than it was before because infinite shop stock means infinite super potions. Necromancy Relic goes in B because it is a solid relic. It saves you a bunch of time. It's pretty powerful. I think it's going to be really fun to use as well. Banker's Note goes in B. Honestly, I think I'm downgrading Banker's Note. I don't think it's that good, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm downgrading it. Because we've had more info since then. And I think the new info we got on shop stocks makes Banker's Note kind of even less needed. Yeah, fish, magic, thieving, and then the basement under the tier list. What's Banker's Note up against? We don't know. We're guessing it's in tier 6 based on this very blurry image. But we don't actually know. We think it's going to be alongside Reaper/Slayer, we don't know what this is, and Quest Icon, which we don't know what this is. But it also could be involved with Prayer, Adren or Cooldown or Crit, or Last Stand or Spec, all of which we know nothing about. J-Moz also said the image came from an earlier build, so don't put too much faith into it. But they could be lying. Nadia, which J-Mod was it? I'm gonna clock this. Who said it? Because it could be someone being sneaky. I'll find the Reddit post. I'm considering making mage in this league, and you have it at D. Am I cooked? I mean, you're not cooked. Like, you should pick which combat style sounds like the most fun to you. I love magic as a combat style. It's my favorite style in the game. Like, I usually play as a mage main, but the relic I was underwhelmed by because it doesn't really change the way you play at all. It just, everything that it offers is less beneficial than it would be on the other styles. And then the ultimate damage buff is crit damage, and that's just really weak. It's just not that much better. So, yeah. Am I multi-streaming somewhere? I hope not. I really hope not. Nah, I'm a bit of a Twitch loyalist. Yeah, right. Because here's the thing about this list too. This order right now is very speculative because if they released like a crazy crits relic that makes that makes crits deal, 100% crit chance or something, all of a sudden, like, yeah, the order changes a lot. I didn't see the message you were responding to. It was from chat, but it was further up. I just got behind on chat. For weapons, is there an I would weapon for each style like T-bow? Honestly, in Ursa, you could do a lot with a little, so... I think the end game, you can kill everything weapon for melee is going to be a dragon halberd. It's crazy. But yeah, no, so RuneScape has a class of weapons called legendary weapons, and they're all really good. I will show you every legendary weapon because I have them all. Not to like flex or anything. Not to like, you know, not to like, and then Devour Guard, 2 Mickens Light, and then, oh yeah, Lantern, Omni Guard. Okay. So these are all the, he's gonna call me short. Wait, did I turn my chat off? Wait, did I block Gupard from calling me short? Let me turn local chat on. Oh, he's playing my Easy K. Unlucky. Okay. So, the way that Legendary works is they're not all created equal. So, for melee, we have 4 legendary weapons, but it's really like 3. So, you have the Exit Kill, Fire Sword. You have the Leng Swords, also known as the Ice Sickles, also known as the Cold Cuts. No one calls them either of those things, but I wish people did. And then we also have 2 Mickens Light, which is like a scythe. That looks very sick. So for melee, for PVMing, this does look like a bionicle weapon. For melee, for training and for Slayer, this is the best weapon in the game. For killing stuff, the Exit Kill is the best weapon in the game, by a long shot for PVM. So the get this and you win weapon for melee is the Easy K. Let's look at magic. For magic, you have the Roar of Awakening and Ode to Deceit. And then you have the Fractured Salve of Armadil. The only benefit of the Roar of Awakening and Ode to Deceit really is that they're really, really easy to get compared to every other legendary weapon. They're the easiest to get in the game. So a lot of people start with the Roar and the Ode of Deceit, but the get this and you win weapon would be the Fractured Salve of Armadil, also known as the Busted Bird Baton. Once again, nobody calls it that. Cool. Then, looking at Necromancy, you've got the Soulbound Lantern and Omni Guard. These are like your standard good legendary weapon for Necromancy. You get these first because you get them while you're getting your best in slot Necromancy armor. But technically, the Devourer's Guard from Amasket is better than the Omni Guard. Like, if you can only pick one, it is technically a better option. So, yeah. Generally, I would say the get this and you win for Necromancy is the Raziel stuff, but Devour Guard is technically better. What do I call those? I don't have a silly name for them, to be honest. Chat, can you guys help me come up with a silly name for the Necromancy weapons? Not a single suggestion in chat isn't cursed. The Soul Sucker? Okay, so that's the offhand. I mean, there's Devourer in here. Okay. Wait. These are both soul related. Okay. We've got we've got Devour and we've got the Soul Sucker Lantern. I hate it here. Thank you, Slow James. 89. Thanks for creating a new player guide, you rock. No problem. I'm glad you found it helpful. Also, credit to the team too, because it's been a 5-person effort that's been gargantuan. But yeah, cool. So that's Necromancy. And then for ranged, you've got a lot of really, really tough decisions to make because there is only one good range weapon for legendaries that's like, get this and you win. And this is the Bolg, also known as the Bow of the Last Guardian. Speaking of team, yeah, Josh, what do you need? Did Josh call? Good reason to pick Divine Woodcutter. You'll be the easiest pick for 4-man Croesus. That's true, because no one will take you otherwise. Based. You'll be the only person to train woodcutting. Yeah, wait, does Josh have a question for me? What about ZDS, SUV, Sasuke's? Are they not good? They're not. So the trick to legendary weapons is they all have special attacks and passives. So they end up being better. But yeah, like a Saren Godbow is a good weapon. What are the other good weapons in this game? Bro, I don't even know. But yeah, no, that's a good example. Like an SUV, you could kill everything in the game with an SUV. But it doesn't compare in terms of power to a legendary. In the DMs? Oh, yeah, sorry. I had an important thing. So I need to get going and visit my mom because she's apparently not feeling well. And I am slightly worried about her. So I'm going to get going and head on out to check in with her. So I do apologize for the short stream today. Expect a video going over the weapon picks that is going to be partially related to what we did on today's stream. Expect that tonight or tomorrow. And I will be live tomorrow. We'll do like a full stream. But yeah, thank you guys so much for understanding. Thanks for the kind words. One other thing I was going to say is one thing that we are struggling with a little bit with the RS Guide website is I think we're pretty good on developers. Like we've done a really, really good job with like Josh and Griffin are absolute G's for building out this website. They've done an incredibly good job. We're doing everything on this site. Oh, all the changes just went through, I think. Yeah, sick. So all of the copy on the website, I think, just got updated thanks to Pup. Because I rewrote everything yesterday. So that's great. The one thing that we could use a hand with, though, is if anyone in chat happens to be a UI/UX developer that also happens to have some free time and would want to contribute, I would be very down to hear from you. That's the one real weakness in our team. So it's UI UX designers. If we have anybody that is around, I just want to mention, hit me up. DM me on Discord, whatever. And we'll get in touch. But yeah, I will probably mention that a few times over the next few days because we're looking to collect one additional person to help out. If there's one that exists. But yeah, outside of that, thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to find someone to raid over to. I will see you guys tomorrow for a proper stream. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Sorry for the short stream again. And let's get the heck out of here to the raid browser. And let's see who is online. We got Wands. We got Zenor. Dude, we got some gamers gaming today. That's pretty fun. Wait, what happens if I click rated you? I'll send you guys over to Wands. He's one drop off Gold Reaper. Show him some love. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.